Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into one of the most famous naval battles in history, the Battle of Trafalgar, a clash of titans, a struggle for supremacy on the high seas, and a pivotal moment in the Napoleonic Wars. Imagine the salty air, the creak of wooden ships, the distant roar of cannons. We're setting sail back to 1805 to witness the heroism of Admiral Nelson and the courage of those who fought under the British flag. Join us as we uncover the stories behind this legendary battle, exploring the tactics, the drama, and the lasting impact of Trafalgar on the world stage. The dawn of the 19th century found Europe embroiled in a conflict of unprecedented scale, the Napoleonic Wars. This series of wars, spanning over a decade, saw the continent in a state of constant turmoil and upheaval. Napoleon Bonaparte, the ambitious French emperor, aimed to dominate the continent. His vision was not just of a powerful France, but of a Europe unified under his rule, with French ideals and governance at its core. His armies marched from victory to victory, redrawing the map of Europe. Each triumph brought new territories under French control, and with each conquest, Napoleon's influence grew stronger. But Napoleon's ambitions extended beyond mainland Europe. He envisioned a global empire, one that would rival the ancient Roman Empire in its grandeur and reach. He yearned to crush his long-standing enemy, Great Britain, and to achieve this, he needed to control the seas. The British Isles stood as a bastion of resistance against his plans, their powerful navy a constant thorn in his side. The Battle of Trafalgar, fought on October 21st, 1805, off the coast of Spain, became a pivotal turning point in this global conflict. This naval engagement would determine the future of European dominance. For years, the British Royal Navy had been the undisputed ruler of the waves. Their mastery of naval warfare was unmatched, and their ships were symbols of British power and resilience. Its ships, manned by hardy crews seasoned by years at sea, were feared throughout the world. These sailors, with their unparalleled skill and bravery, had defended their nation time and again. But in Napoleon's combined fleet, they faced a formidable adversary. The French and Spanish navies, united under a common cause, posed a significant threat to British naval supremacy. The French and Spanish ships, though individually perhaps not as powerful as their British counterparts, outnumbered the British fleet. This numerical advantage gave them hope of breaking the British blockade and turning the tide of the war. The stakes couldn't have been higher. The outcome of this battle would not only decide the fate of the warring nations, but also the future of Europe itself. The tension on that fateful morning was palpable. As dawn broke, the crews prepared for the inevitable clash, knowing that their actions would echo through history. A light wind ruffled the sails of the mighty warships arrayed against each other. The calm before the storm, a moment of eerie silence before the chaos of battle erupted. The fate of Europe, the destiny of empires, hung in the balance. The decisions made and the bravery shown on this day would shape the course of history for generations to come. At the heart of this conflict stood two remarkable leaders, each a master strategist, whose decisions would shape the course of history. On the British side was Vice Admiral Horatio Nelson, a name that would become synonymous with naval brilliance. Nelson was a charismatic and audacious leader, known for his daring and innovative tactics. Despite ill health and the loss of an eye and an arm, Nelson possessed unyielding courage and an unconventional approach to naval warfare. His resilience and determination were legendary, inspiring his men to follow him into the fiercest of battles. Facing Nelson was the combined Franco-Spanish fleet, a formidable force in its own right. This fleet was led by French Admiral Villeneuve, a man of considerable skill and experience. Villeneuve was a capable commander, but burdened by conflicting orders and a less experienced fleet. His leadership was often challenged by the complexities of coalition warfare and the differing priorities of his French and Spanish allies. Nelson was known for his aggressive tactics and willingness to break with traditional naval doctrine. He believed in the power of decisive action and often took risks that others would shy away from. Villeneuve, on the other hand, was more cautious, aware of the strengths of the British fleet and the limitations of his own forces. His caution was both a strength and a weakness, as it sometimes prevented him from seizing opportunities. He understood the formidable nature of his opponent and the high stakes of the impending battle. The British crews were hardened by years of warfare, drilled to perfection in naval combat. Their experience and discipline gave them a significant edge in battle. The Franco-Spanish crews, while numerous, lacked the same level of training and experience. This disparity would prove crucial in the heat of combat. As the two fleets maneuvered for position, a tense game of cat and mouse played out on the open ocean. Every move was calculated, every decision weighed with the utmost care. Each commander sought to gain the advantage, to exploit the weaknesses of the other. The stakes were incredibly high, with the fate of nations hanging in the balance. The tension was palpable, the outcome uncertain. Both fleets knew that the coming battle would be decisive. The stage was set for a confrontation that would test the mettle of both commanders. Their strategies, their courage, and their leadership would all be put to the ultimate test. The world watched with bated breath as the two great fleets prepared to clash in a battle that would echo through the annals of history. The Admirals Gambit was about to unfold, a dramatic and pivotal moment in the age of sail. The Battle of Trafalgar was of paramount strategic importance, its outcome holding the potential to reshape Europe. For Napoleon, control of the seas was an absolute necessity to crush Great Britain. Britain, an island nation with a proud maritime tradition, relied heavily on its naval supremacy for both defense and trade. The Royal Navy was the lifeblood of the British Empire, protecting its shores and ensuring the safe passage of its merchant vessels. Napoleon's grand plan hinged on crippling this maritime power. He envisioned a Europe united under his rule, free from British interference. The Napoleonic Wars were a struggle for global dominance, with battles fought on land and sea across multiple continents. The outcome of Trafalgar would have repercussions far beyond Europe. Control of the seas translated into control of trade routes and the ability to project power globally. For Britain, defeat at Trafalgar would have been catastrophic. A British victory would shatter Napoleon's naval ambitions, confining his empire to the land. The stakes at Trafalgar were incredibly high. The outcome of this clash would shape the destiny of nations. The morning of October 21st dawned bright and clear, the sun glinting off the restless waves. Admiral Nelson aboard his flagship HMS Victory was a picture of calm amidst the mounting tension. He had imparted his audacious plan to his captains the previous day, a plan that defied conventional naval tactics. Nelson's plan was revolutionary. Instead of engaging the enemy in the traditional linear formation, he intended to break the enemy line. This daring maneuver, known as crossing the T, was a gamble. However, Nelson knew that the superior seamanship and gunnery of his crews would give him the decisive advantage. As the British fleet advanced, Nelson signaled his now famous message: "England expects that every man will do his duty." With unwavering determination, Nelson led his ships towards the Franco-Spanish fleet. The British ships, organized into two columns, sliced through the enemy line, unleashing a devastating barrage of cannon fire. Despite the ferocity of the fighting, the superior British gunnery and Nelson's innovative tactics began to tell. The Franco-Spanish fleet, outmaneuvered and outgunned, began to crumble under the relentless British assault. As the battle raged, Nelson remained a beacon of courage and inspiration. His presence on the deck was a rallying point for his men, who looked to him for guidance and strength amidst the chaos of war. But tragedy struck when a French musket ball found its mark, striking Nelson in the shoulder and lodging in his spine. The impact was devastating and the pain excruciating, yet Nelson's resolve did not waver. The charismatic admiral, his lifeblood ebbing away, was carried below deck. His men, filled with a mix of fear and determination, knew that their leader's fate hung in the balance. He lingered for several hours, conscious but fading, as the sounds of battle continued above. The clash of swords, the roar of cannons, and the cries of the wounded filled the air, a stark reminder of the ongoing struggle. His final moments were filled with inquiries about the progress of the battle. Even in his last breaths, Nelson's thoughts were with his men and the mission at hand. News of Nelson's mortal wound spread through the British fleet, galvanizing his men with a fierce determination to secure victory. The sight of their fallen leader spurred them on, igniting a fire within their hearts. The Battle of Trafalgar ended in a decisive British victory. The British fleet, driven by the memory of their admiral, fought with unparalleled bravery and skill. The Franco-Spanish fleet, decimated and demoralized, lay in ruins. The once formidable armada was now a testament to the might and strategy of the British Navy. Nelson's body, preserved in brandy, was returned to England, where he was laid to rest with full state honours. His funeral was a grand affair, attended by thousands who came to pay their respects. The Battle of Trafalgar cemented Britain's naval dominance for over a century. It was a turning point that ensured the British Navy's supremacy on the high seas. Napoleon's dreams of invading England were dashed. The defeat at Trafalgar forced him to abandon his plans, altering the course of European history. Nelson's tactical genius and unwavering commitment to duty continued to be studied and admired. His innovative strategies and fearless leadership set a new standard in naval warfare. The Battle of Trafalgar stands as a pivotal moment in world history, a clash of titans that shaped the destiny of nations. It was not just a battle, but a defining event that influenced the geopolitical landscape for generations to come. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories. The Battle of Trafalgar stands as a testament to the courage, sacrifice, and strategic brilliance of those who fought upon the decks of those mighty ships. It reminds us that the course of history can turn on a single decisive event. From the annals of history to the depths of the ocean, the stories of our past continue to captivate and inspire. Until next time, may your own journeys be filled with adventure and discovery.